Peace, everybody. Welcome to the Vital Hoops Podcast. My name is Fernando Cardenas, aka International XB. I am your host. This is episode 29, and today we're going to get into everything basketball that's going on around the world, and specifically the NBA playoffs. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about culture. All right. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, spread the word about the Vital Hoops Podcast. Listen, we're bringing you some great content. We just recently had Justin Strickland on the show, a vegan personal trainer and nutritionist. Before that, we had the founders of Guerrilla Republic, representing the hip hop culture. You know what I mean? Before that, we had Achebe Udo, a great NBA player, Euroleague MVP, who is now playing professionally in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And on and on and on. We've had some great guests on the show. So like I said, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Give us 5-star, leave us a comment, engage with us. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up at vitalhoopspodcast@gmail.com and follow us on all social media, man. We're on Instagram at Vital Hoops Podcast. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Vital Hoops Pod. So definitely hit us up and stay connected. All right, so culture. As you know, we say Vital Hoops is for the culture. You know what I'm saying? The culture is extremely important to us here at Vital Hoops. But the truth is, it's a trend to say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a trend for a long time. Many people say that. Many people use, we do it for the culture, this and that. But when we say it, we truly mean it. What do I mean by that? Okay, first of all, we have to define culture. Nowadays, anybody will say they do it for the culture. They're about the culture. But let's define culture. Now, culture is the ideas, the arts, the customs, and the social behaviors of a particular people or society. So it's a way of life. It can include the way we dress, our religion, the way we talk, what we eat, how we eat, all of that, right? So as African people and or people of African descent, one thing we can't deny with everything that's going on in the world is that we are at war. So with that being said, I believe our culture has to be one of resistance. There is no culture without a culture of resistance for us and for our people. Our culture has to be one that is beneficial to our people. And in order for it to be beneficial, it has to have aspects of resistance in it. So our culture has to be inspiring, it has to be educating, and it has to be empowering to our people. You know what I mean? I consider my culture to be hip hop. Right? Hip hop as a culture is one that is very empowering to African people, right? As a culture, right? Not everything that they call hip hop out there is empowering to us. I believe there are many things out there that are so-called part of the culture that are actually subculture, that are detrimental to us and our people, and that are not part of our culture. They're subculture. So when I say, or when we say at Vital Hoops, for the culture, we mean that. We mean for the culture in a real positive and prosperous way. Okay. As I said, today, anybody will say for the culture, but really they're working for the benefits of our enemies. Right. That's not for the culture. Right. When all you're doing is a business, that's not for the culture. Okay. We don't own the means of production. What's your business about? You know what I'm saying? So for the culture has to be deeper than that. It has to truly benefit the people in more than one way. That is not to say we can't have aspects of fun, you know what I mean, within our culture. It's actually the opposite. These aspects of fun are definitely necessary, and they always have been, and they are part of our culture. But our culture does have to be centered in African resistance to colonialism or neocolonialism and oppression. So that's just a little bit, little something that I wanted to touch on, because certain people have asked me, what do I mean? What do we mean when we say for the culture? So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's way It's way deeper than basketball, and that's what it's about. So, um, like I said, many people out there are saying for the culture, but that's not truly what it is. All right. So you can be sure Vital Hoops is for the culture. We get into that a little bit on our website, vitalhoops.net. So please definitely go check that out. We got new things coming on the website soon too. So stay tuned, vitalhoops.net. Okay, so before we get into the NBA playoffs, I want to talk a little bit about March Madness and the Final Four NCAA basketball. I know it happened, a little while ago, but I didn't speak on it on my previous podcast. So I want to talk a little bit about it now. You know what I mean? I thought it was dope. I thought it was some great basketball. As always, people have been speculating lately, saying that college basketball, the level is going to drop and everything. But I'm seeing some good basketball still. So that's dope. There's plenty of great players out there. Just because certain players are going pro or they're going overseas doesn't mean that, the college, that like the NCAA is not going to be at a high level. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of talent. There's more talent than leagues or colleges, or what I'm saying. So anyway, there was some really good games, as I said, but to me personally, one of the dope story was Florida Atlantic, man. It was dope to see a small school like Florida Atlantic University make it all the way to the men's Final Four. It was dope, and their style of play was crazy. And what's even more exciting is that they're actually coming back. I believe all the players are back next season, so that's going to be dope to see them play again together. And I was pulling for them, man. I was hoping they could actually win the whole thing. That would have been crazy. But on the other side, what I'm saying, Final Four, they actually lost to San Diego State. But on the other side was Miami and UConn. And, the San Diego State, Florida Atlantic game was better. But the championship game, congrats to UConn. UConn men's basketball program is amazing, amazing program. They've been doing it. So congrats to them. On the women's side, the Final Four was dope as well, but I was actually pulling for South Carolina because I like Coach Don Staley. You know what I mean? But, the final was exciting. The whole Iowa versus LSU. You know what I mean? It was exciting, good basketball. Congrats to LSU. And we saw the whole Angela Reese versus Caitlin Clark, that whole thing. I believe that was nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's talking down on Angela Reese for what she did is either racist or they don't know shit about basketball. You know what I'm saying? She didn't cross the line at all, not even close. And not only that, but Caitlin Clark did the same shit to her early in the game. But even if she wouldn't have said anything, still, what Angel Reese did is that's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? You deal with it. They do much worse shit in the men's league. You know what I'm saying? And nobody talks about that. So, congrats to her and congrats to them. Congrats to LSU. But some good basketball. I enjoy watching that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the women's games as well. All right. The ball is on and popping, man. The Basketball Africa League started. And you know what? Actually, as of now, it's picking back up next week. I believe games will be back on next week. I definitely encourage y'all to check out the games. You can watch them for free online. So definitely check them out. The Basketball Africa League. And if you're in Cairo, in Egypt, shoot, go watch one of them games live. You know what I mean? They're gonna be in Cairo next week, hooping it up, man. The Basketball Africa League. Definitely get in tune with that. Check it out. See what's going on, because it's a good league and some good basketball being played out there too. I want to talk a little bit about the Euroleague. You know what I'm saying? To all you basketball lovers, if you're not up on the Euroleague, don't sleep. Watch the Euroleague. You know what I mean? I love the NBA as well, but the Euroleague is something else. Some great basketball being played out there. So I've been following a little bit of the Monaco team. You know what I mean? As I am here in France. Monaco is number one in the French league right now. You know what I'm saying? In the first division here in France, Monaco is number one, and they're doing great in the EuroLeague as well. Playoffs start next week as well, so definitely check that out. EuroLeague playoffs. Monaco will be playing Maccabi. You know what I mean? So it's going to be some good basketball. I'm excited and looking forward to that. But also, going back to the French league real quick, as I said, Monaco is number 1, and number 2 following Monaco is the 92 Metropolitans. You know what I mean? That's Victor Wembanyama squad. So that's another good squad, and it's interesting what Wembanyama has been doing. That kid can ball, and it's interesting to see what he's gonna do in the league. I can't wait to see him hooping in the league. I think, you know, the Spurs are doing everything in the world to get him. So we'll see if that happens. I believe it would be good for him to be coached by Pop. You know what I mean? Popovich, great, amazing coach. But other than that, any team he goes to is going to be dope to watch him next season. We'll see what he becomes, how he evolves. That's going to be interesting. But anyway, let's get to the NBA playoffs. Now, before we get into the games, I want to speak on 2 little things that happened. There were a couple of, you know what I mean, events. Let's call it that. The E40 situation, you know what I mean, and the Russell Westbrook situation. The E40 situation, for those of you who don't know, the Warriors are playing the Kings in the first round. That were at Sacramento, and the rapper E40 is a huge Golden State Warriors fan. He's at every game and everything. He loves them. And so he was at the game, and, you know, some fucked up shit happened. Basically, he was at the game and in Sacramento, and some people behind him were talking shit the whole game. They were heckling him. And then apparently he said that he turned back, and like towards the 4th quarter, he finally said something, you know what I mean? But he wasn't like being over or anything. He just said something back, and then, you know, security from the Kings security came up to him, and they kicked him out the building. So, you know, this type of shit is whack, you know what I mean? So that's a damn shame. We'll see what happens from there. And then Russell Westbrook went through another situation where he was in the lounge. I guess he was walking through. They walked through like VIP areas sometimes, the players, for some reason. I don't know why. But he was walking through this VIP area, and a fan said something to him. And Russell Westbrook got mad. You know, I guess he was frustrated. I don't know, but you know, he told the fan, you know, to watch his mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Yeah, watch your mouth. And then it was like a security guard in between the drunk fan, and Westbrook, and it was just whack. It was just kind of ugly to see. You know what I mean? I don't really have an opinion on that. I just think to a certain extent, Westbrook should be able to ignore a drunk fan in the lounge, you know what I'm saying? But I can understand that it's constant with him, you know what I'm saying, with the players in general. And at some point, if you're frustrated or whatever, these players are human too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you catch him at the bad moment, you know what I mean? And he, you know, he might have to answer. He's just feeling a certain way at a certain time, you know. These dudes are human. Sometimes these fans don't realize that, and they go too far. You know, I don't know exactly what that fan told him either. So, but yeah, you know, I want to talk about something before I get, you know, into the playoff matchups and all that. You know, I was watching Rasheed Wallace, man, who's one of the players that I really love, man, and that I really respect as a ball player, Rasheed Wallace. And, you know, they were asking him about him playing with Air Force Ones. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yo, you play with Air Force Ones. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And he said a couple interesting things. You know, he talked about, you know, him seeing his OGs. You know, he's from Philly, so him seeing his OGs playing in Uptowns and Air Force Ones, you know, at the park and all of that. But then he also mentioned, you know, having ankle problems as a high school baller. He mentioned, you know, twisting his ankles a couple times, and he said he needed the support, you know what I mean? And the high top Air Force Ones would give him good support, you know what I'm saying? Lace him all the way up. And, you know, he said, you know, the difference is that obviously he wore orthotics, you know what I'm saying, in his shoes. So it wasn't just regular flat Air Force Ones, but the ankle support was key, you know what I'm saying? And I agree with him, you know what I'm saying? You know, Rasheed went on to say that there are three things we need to watch as basketball players. You know what I'm saying? That's our ankles, our knees, and our backs. And that's very important, you know what I'm saying, to all hoopers. We need to take care of our body. We need to take care of our body parts, but specifically these 3 parts, because, you know what I'm saying, as ball players. But yeah, definitely, I'm the same way. I had a couple of ankle injuries in college, you know what I mean? And so I've been wearing ankle braces ever since. At some point, I just stopped taking my ankle braces off when I was getting better. And then ever since I've been keeping them on, actually, I haven't had much ankle problems. But on top of wearing my ankle braces, I wear high tops. You know what I mean? I wear high tops. I lace them up good. I could deal with some mids, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how people hoop with them low tops. Everybody's like, yo, you are all head for wearing high tops, but you know what I'm saying? I like my high tops. But, I do believe certain people have said that the low tops are better for mobility and this and that, all I have to say about that is I guess, it can help strengthen your ankle. Some people say it also strengthens your ankle to playing low tops, and then you'll get less injuries. I guess if you start playing with low tops when you're a little kid and you keep them on for the rest of your career, the rest of your life, I guess that's fine. Me, when I was a little boy, all basketball shoes were high tops. So we got used to playing in high tops. And then to just start wearing low tops just like that, I don't think it's a good idea. But if you grew up wearing low tops and you feel comfortable, I guess, keep going with the flow. But you know what I mean? Rasheed Wallace and them were talking about how, people are trying to look cute out there with these little low top shoes. And I agree, man. Some of these shoes, a lot of times I've been saying this for a while. Some of these shoes, they just look like running shoes and they're not pretty to me. That's another thing as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Aesthetics, you know what I mean? Like, I love hoop shoes. They look good to me. And these shoes sometimes now they just look like running shoes or tennis shoes. They don't even look like basketball shoes anymore. So, but on a more real note, yeah, take care of your ankles. That's the moral of the story. Whatever you got to do, tape them, wear ankle braces, lace up your sneakers the right way, and do a lot of strength exercises and mobility exercises on your feet and your ankles and your knees as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, take care of your body, all hoopers, for sure. Now, why am I, talking about this? Because unfortunately, I believe there are way too many injuries going on right now in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? As I said, the playoffs have started. I pulled up a list. I'm going to mention some of these, injured players right now. I believe it's too many, but I'm not going to go through all of them. But look, the Nets are playing the 76ers right now, right? So we got Ben Simmons. He's out, back and knee. He won't be back during the playoffs. We got Lonzo Ball. The Bulls lost in the play-in, but Lonzo Ball is out, left knee. Who else? We got, let me tell you, obviously the Detroit Pistons have, I believe, maybe the worst record in the league, but 7 injured players on the Detroit Pistons. 7. On the Warriors, Draymond Green with his right ankle, who's, day to day. It's not like a real deep injury, but, we got Andre Iguodala, the vet, with a wrist injury. On the Clippers, this one is a big one because this makes a huge difference. Paul George, he's out, knee injury. Paul George is out for the playoffs. We got Ja Morant. For those of you who saw Game 1 versus the Lakers, Ja Morant has a hand injury. You know what I mean? We got Tyler Hero is out with a hand injury as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo has a back injury. That's a huge one as well. He's day to day, so he'll probably be back soon, but back is no joke. As I said, the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, he has a hamstring injury. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's Josh Hart for the Knicks, my squad, day to day. You know what I mean? He's day to day, so I believe he'll be back as well, but he's injured as well. Phoenix Suns, Cameron Payne, big as well. He's out, back injury. The Kings have Domantas Sabonis now, X-ray, you got to get it checked out, everything that happened with Draymond Green. For those of you who saw that, we're going to get into the playoffs in a minute, into all that. But yeah, just a lot of injuries, man, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And now why are there so many injuries? I do believe that part of it could be today's sneakers. That could be part of it. That's not everything. There's a lot going on. But we're not going to get into all that right now. But yeah, like I said, take care of your body, take care of your ankles, your knees, and your back. To all my hoopers out there, do what you got to do. Strength training, stretching. Get your sleep, get your proper nutrition. which I believe is plant-based. You already know what time it is. Whole foods, plant-based. But yeah, for sure, take care of yourself. Anyway, so the play-in tournament was kind of exciting. I'm not a huge fan of it. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. As a fan, I don't hate it. It's cool. Now, if I was in the league, if I was a player, I don't know if I'd like it. You know what I mean? I believe, the top 8 should be in the playoffs, period. But, it's interesting. But anyway, the playoffs have now begun. I'm going to go through the seeding real quick for those of you who don't know. Out in the East, the number 1 Bucks are playing the Miami Heat. The number 4 Cavs are playing the number 5 Knicks. The number 3 76ers are playing the number 6 Nets. The number 2 Celtics are playing the number 7 Hawks. And on the West, we got the number 1 Denver Nuggets playing the Timberwolves. We got the Suns, number 4, playing the Clippers, number 5. We got the Kings, number 3, playing the Warriors. And we have the Grizzlies, number 2 seed, playing the number 7 seed, the Los Angeles Lakers. So, Bucks and Heat, let's get into that real quick. Obviously the Heat won game 1. And, I'm not going to lie. Playoff Jimmy Butler came out. You know what I'm saying? And playoff Jimmy Butler is a problem no matter when. But unless Giannis Antetokounmpo, is completely injured and can't play for the rest of the way, I don't see the Miami Heat being the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks have too much power. You know what I'm saying? They're good. They're a great team. The Bucks are a great team. I actually picked them to go to the championship. But yeah, the Bucks are obviously, for obvious reason, they're the number 1 seed. It's not for nothing. And I believe they're gonna be able to get through the Heat, but it's gonna be a tough series. I'm calling the Bucks in 6. Okay, Cleveland and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks is my favorite squad ever since I was a little boy. I'm a lifelong Knicks fan. So anyway, Knicks won game 1. That was dope. Even though, there's a couple of things they could have done better down the stretch. I believe they're gonna fix that. And but once they get back to New York, it's gonna be tough for Cleveland. I believe the Knicks will win this one too, but I believe it's gonna be a long series. I'm calling the Knicks in 6 or 7. Donovan Mitchell is a baller. He's a killer. You know what I'm saying? Much respect, Donovan Mitchell. I was hoping the Knicks were gonna get him, but unfortunately that didn't go through. But yeah, this is gonna be a great series. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this series. We got the 76ers and the Nets. I don't believe the Brooklyn Nets can be much of a threat to the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling the Sixers in 5. By the way, the Sixers are playing good basketball. You know what I mean? But I don't see them getting all the way to the championship. I believe Boston or Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We got Celtics and Hawks. I don't believe the Hawks can do much against the Celtics either. And plus, I believe there's been some tension in Atlanta with, Trae Young and his coach and all that. There's some stuff going on. But yeah, I like the Celtics for sure. Celtics in 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Now on the West Coast, Western Conference, you got the number 1 Denver Nuggets and the T-Wolves. I'm going Nuggets in 5. The Nuggets, man, they're really good team. Since Jamal Murray has been back, they've been a really good team. Jokic is no joke. You know what I mean? The Joker. But yeah, obviously I like the Nuggets. I still don't believe in them as a championship team. You know what I mean? But I definitely like them to get out this series easy. Next series is Suns and Clippers. Now that's going to be a battle. Clippers taking game 1. Russell Westbrook has been balling with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook, I guess, the Lakers situation wasn't good for him. He got in that Clippers uniform. Credit to Tyronn Lue as well. You know what I'm saying? I believe Tyronn Lue is a great coach. And, he's able to get Russell Westbrook back, to playing comfortably and playing confident and balling. But obviously the claw, man, Kawhi Leonard, I love the way that dude plays basketball. Unfortunately, we don't get to see him all the time. But he's tough. He's a problem. Kawhi Leonard, he balls, man. I love the way he plays, man, on both ends of the floor. And, but the Phoenix Suns are my pick. pick for the finals. I believe they're gonna go all the way to the championship. Clippers got the first game. It's gonna be a long series, but I believe the Suns are gonna end up winning it in 6. I'm calling it in 6. Suns in 6 or 7, because it's gonna go. But if everyone stays healthy, Paul George isn't there. If Paul George was there, it might be a different outcome. But without Paul George, I'm still picking the Suns. KD is too great. You know what I mean? At this stage, Chris Paul just wants to win a chip, and he's gonna do what's necessary. And he's an amazing point guard. So I believe in the Suns. Kings and Warriors. You know what I mean? Warriors down 2-0. Kings are up 2-0 actually. Listen, props to the Kings, man. They're balling. You know what I mean? They're balling. They're playing really well. Their style of game is fresh, and they go hard. They run the basketball. They're really good at it. But, we saw the whole thing that happened with Draymond Green and Sabonis. That they're going to go at it for the rest of the series. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking the Golden State Warriors in 7. I'm picking the Golden State Warriors in 7. I believe at the end of the day, the championship heart is going to come out. It's going to be too much for the young boys. But yeah, they're watch out for the Kings in the upcoming years for sure. Grizzlies and Lakers. You know what I mean? Everyone is saying you don't want to see the Lakers in a 7-game series. They're right. The Lakers are going to be tough. As long as Anthony Davis doesn't go down with another injury, the Lakers are going to be tough. Now, Ja Morant being hurt, it makes it difficult for the Grizzlies. But they do play well without him as well. You know what I'm saying? They can play well without him as well. We'll see what happens. I do believe the Lakers will win this one, though. I believe the Lakers will come out of this series. I don't think they're going to go too far, though. I don't believe the Lakers can go too far, even though they do have a good squad and they're playing well at the right time, which is key. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to play very well right now. So, but I believe the Lakers will have depending on who they play, they'll have a second or third round exit. I don't see him in the Western Conference Finals. I don't see him in the Western Conference Finals, actually. But yeah, it's some good basketball out there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking for this series. I am picking the Lakers in 6 because I believe the young boys will come back and fight. So yeah, man, the NBA playoffs are exciting. There's some great basketball being played. I'm looking forward to the rest of the games. That's what's going on right now. All right. Before we go, I got my book recommendation. For episode 29, I want to recommend Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I don't usually do novels, but this one is very good, and it's a very important piece of literature, I believe, since, we're talking about culture. Things Fall Apart basically talks about pre-colonial Nigeria, the life, and the culture, and you know what I'm saying, and also the European invasion, in the 19th century. So definitely a great book. Check it out. Before I go, I want to leave you with a quote. You know what I mean? I want to leave you with a quote from Amilcar Cabral, the great Pan-Africanist, Amilcar Cabral. He said, "Culture is simultaneously the fruit of a people's history and a determinant of history." Think about that one. All right. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Spread the word. Vital Hoops Podcast, vitalhoops.net. Vital Hoops is for the culture. Peace.